Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. So Hare Krishna everyone. We are going to today hear about the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all the Vedic literatures. The prayer that I just now recited, Narayanam Namaskritya, Naram Chaiva Narottamam, Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraya. That means, maybe you can mute yourself. It still shows. Okay, now it's okay. So the translation given in the Srimad Bhagavatam for this verse is that before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Nara Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. The next verse we recited was Nashta Prayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. The translation is, by regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. So we can see from these two verses the benefit of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, that everything that is troublesome to our heart is almost destroyed. And we all know there's always something or the other troubling us. There is trouble in the heart. So here, regular attendance, regularly hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, this is the result. And I'm very pleased to know that Pavitra Lalita and Rajiv Sham have taken on this huge endeavor of teaching Srimad Bhagavatam to all of you. And this will not only purify all of you, but it also purifies the speaker. You see, this is the beautiful part of talking about Srimad Bhagavatam. There is, the Srimad Bhagavatam actually is meant to help us develop love for Krishna. And we can, before we start, on this journey of Srimad Bhagavatam, we can pray to Shri Radha and Krishna to help us to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Because without their mercy, we won't be able to understand. It's not a question of just hearing or reading or speaking. No, we need the mercy of Radha and Krishna. So the process to hear Srimad Bhagavatam is, so there are different ways to hear. One is to hear like a lion. Lion means hear with a critical mind. That, oh, let me see what's in Bhagavatam. Maybe that's not for me. Maybe. So that is, criticizing what are the words of the Supreme Lord. Or hear like a pigeon, which means someone who is very attached to material life. So they will not get benefit of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. What do the pigeons do? Their whole life is about materialism, about, the opposite sex, about babies, and about food, and it's all material. Another way to hear is like a parrot. You see, so parrot has the ability to narrate whatever is heard, right? Parrot repeats. So Srimad Bhagavatam, which was spoken by Shukadev Goswami, Shuka is another name of parrot. So Shukadev Goswami is actually the parrot of Srimati Radharani. And he came down as the son of Srila Vyasadeva to give us this very sweet nectar called Srimad Bhagavatam. And that's why Shukadev Goswami is called a sweet parrot, because he is giving us this sweet nectar of Srimad Bhagavatam. Now another way also to hear Srimad Bhagavatam is like an eagle, from up above, right? What does the eagle do? Flies up and looks down. So that requires high level of intelligence, like Garuda, right? The carrier of Lord Vishnu. Very high intelligence. So it is not very easy for us to see from top. So best thing is to hear from the mouth of Shukadev Goswami. You see, now the Srimad Bhagavatam, as I said, is the essence of the Vedas. We know Vedas, one Veda was divided into 4. Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharva Veda. So because the Vedas are so vast, it is not possible for us to finish it in one lifetime. And that is why Srila Vyasadeva, who is the author of Srimad Bhagavatam, he was advised by his spiritual master Narad Muni to summarize it. And that is how Srimad Bhagavatam came about. Srimad Bhagavatam is known as one of the Puranas, called Amala Purana. That means it's spotless. It's absolute pure nectar. In fact, Srila Prabhupada explains that the Srimad Bhagavatam book is actually the book form of Lord Krishna. Can you imagine? So when you're holding Srimad Bhagavatam, you're actually holding Krishna. And it is considered a postgraduate study. So first is Bhagavad Gita, high school level. Then comes Srimad Bhagavatam. And then comes Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is actually compiled by Vyasadeva, who's an incarnation of Krishna, but he also explains the science of God. And Srimad Bhagavatam is called the Akhila Shruti Saram. Saram means essence. So it's the essence of all the Shastras. Now, Srimad Bhagavatam has 12 cantos, 335 chapters, and 18,000 verses. And guess what? The essence of Srimad Bhagavatam is Bhagavad Gita. So we learn both simultaneously, Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. Now these 12 cantos of Srimad Bhagavatam, they represent the limbs of Krishna's body. This is what is mentioned in Padma Purana. It says, Padao Yadiyao Prathama Dvitiyao. This is how the verse goes, that first and second canto are like the lotus feet of the Lord. Third and fourth cantos are like the thighs of the Supreme Lord. Canto 5 is the navel. Canto 6 is the chest. Canto 7 and 8 are the arms of the Supreme Lord. 9 is the throat. 10 is a smiling lotus face, not mine. I'm just giving you an example. The beautiful smiling face, lotus-like face of Krishna. Canto 11 is the forehead. And Canto 12 is the head of the Supreme Lord. This is what the Padma Purana explains about the limbs of the Supreme Lord connected to the Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, this Mahapuran, which is called Srimad Bhagavatam, has 10 topics. So all through 18,000 verses, we will see that Krishna has, condensed in the form of Vyasadeva. He has condensed it into 10 different topics. The first is Sarga, which means talking about the universal creation by the Supreme Lord. Then is Visarga, which is a secondary creation by Lord Brahma. Then is Sthanam, that means positioning of living entities in planetary systems, like we are also a living entity, like the human form of life. Then comes Uti. Uti means inclination to act. Next topic is Manvantara. Now we have heard about different Manus. So all the reign of all the Manus is one of the topics. Then Ishanu Katha, topics of Supreme Lord, his incarnations and his devotees. Then is Nirodha, which is the annihilation. Then Mukti, which is liberation. And final 10th topic is Ashraya, which is the supreme shelter, which is the Supreme Lord Krishna himself. Now, the goal of the first 9 topics is to understand this 10th topic, which is Ashraya, taking shelter of Lord Krishna. So the purpose of us understanding Srimad Bhagavatam is so we can take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, take kind of surrender unto the lotus feet of Krishna. So in Srimad Bhagavatam, as you know, Pavitra and Rajiv Sham will explain to you in the future classes, we will see that there are 2 conversations going on, simultaneously. One is Shukadev Goswami explaining Srimad Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj, and another is Suta Goswami explaining it to the sages at Naimisharanya. Now, Suta Goswami was able to narrate because he was present when Shukadev Goswami was narrating it to Parikshit Maharaj. So my question to all of you is, so far, has it been confusing? Yes? Then imagine what to expect in the 12 cantos. But when we surrender to the Supreme Lord and take his shelter and pray to him to guide us to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. Now, since Shukadev Goswami is the speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam, it's important to know who is he, right? He is, as I mentioned, the parrot of Srimati Radha Rani. Now, Shukadev Goswami, a very pure devotee. Imagine, parrot of Radharani, then definitely a very pure devotee. He was in the womb of Srila Vyasadev's wife. He had entered for a purpose, and he would not come out for 16 years. All of us who have given birth to a child, 9 months is a very long time for us to have baby, right? In the stomach. 9 months is very, very long. Especially the last month feels like 10 years. But here Shukadev Goswami would not come out for 16 years. The reason, he said, if I come out, I'll be attacked by Maya and I don't want. But when he was convinced by his father Vyasadev that do not worry, you will not get affected by Maya, he came out after 16 years and he left the house right away, right out of the womb, right out of the house. He went into the forest, and that is where he met Parikshit Maharaj, who's also a very pure devotee, a Raja Rishi. He was a king and a saintly person at the same time. Everyone was happy in the kingdom of Parikshit Maharaj, who is the grandson of Arjuna. Now, it's important to understand who is Parikshit Maharaj also, because he's the one who's hearing. It's because of him that today we have Srimad Bhagavatam to speak about or to hear about. So Parikshit Maharaj one time was in the forest, and all of a sudden he was very thirsty. So he saw an ashram and he entered that ashram which belonged to Shamika Rishi. Now Shamika Rishi, being a pure devotee, was in meditation. And in those days, these saintly people, when they were in meditation, they did not get disturbed by anything, no sound, nothing at all. So when Parikshit Maharaj entered, he saw that the sage is in meditation, but he still demanded water. He said, I'm very thirsty. But there was no response because that was deep meditation. So Parikshit Maharaj got angry and he put a dead snake around the neck of Shamika Rishi out of anger. Now in those days, Brahmanas were so very powerful that they could foresee the future, they could foresee the present also. So Shamika Rishi's son, Shringi, who was young boy, he being a true Brahmana, he immediately realized what had happened. And because of that power that he had to be able to foresee what had happened, he became very proud and he cursed Parikshit Maharaj. And he told Parikshit Maharaj that you will die in 7 days by a snake bird called Takshaka. Now, Parikshit Maharaj, if supposing someone cursed us, you're going to die in 7 days, what will we do? We'll get mad and we will counter curse or whatever it is, right? It's something that is not, who will accept the upcoming death? Nobody. No one wants to die. So Parikshit Maharaj was very calm. He did not, say anything. He in fact took that as a blessing. It's like a notice. He got a notice of 7 days. So he gathered many sages. And at that time, Shukadev Goswami appeared. And immediately, Parikshit Maharaj approached Sukadev Goswami and begged him and inquired from him that please explain to me what is the duty of a person who is about to die. Now this should be our question too, right? This should be our question too. What is the duty of one who is about to die? Because death can come any time. And that is when Shukadev Goswami spoke the Srimad Bhagavatam. And this Bhagavatam that he spoke, he had heard from his father Vyasadeva while he was in the womb of his mother. Now there are 4 shlokas in Srimad Bhagavatam, which is 2nd canto, chapter 9, verses 33 through 36. These are called the Chatuha Shloki, the 4 seed verses of Srimad Bhagavatam that gives us a summary of the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. But that doesn't mean we should not read the whole Bhagavatam. We should read and hear the whole Bhagavatam starting from Canto 1 till Canto 12. So the purpose of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam is to develop love for Lord Krishna. And the goal is to understand Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. How? By following the process given to us in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam also, which is actually a path of Bhakti Yoga. And as we have heard from great personalities in the Parampara like Rupa Goswami, he very nicely explains the step-by-step process. He says, Adau Shraddha Tatha Sadhu Sangha Bhajana Kriya Anartha Nivriti. So first is Shraddha. We have that basic faith that, especially for say Bhagavad Gita, we need to have that basic faith that Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Lord Krishna himself. Because if you read, it says Shri Bhagavana Uvacha. That means the Supreme Lord has spoken. So when we start with basic faith, then Sadhu Sangha. That's what we are doing. We are associating with devotees. When we do Sadhu Sangha, then we learn from each other. This is how we learn how to do Bhajana Kriya. Bhajana Kriya is nothing but devotional service. What is devotional service? There are 9 processes. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedanam. So it starts with Shravanam, which means hearing. And that's what we are doing. We are hearing today the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam. Of course, from next class onwards, Pavitra and Rajiv Sham will start from Canto 1, Chapter 1, so that you can sequentially understand the Srimad Bhagavatam. So when we do the bhajana kriya of hearing and then chanting the verses from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, chanting the holy names of the Supreme Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. When we do that, then there is purification of the heart, and that leads to remembrance, smaranam. That is how we will remember the Supreme Lord. And then next stage will be anartha nivritti. Anartha means unwanted things that are within the heart, like lust, anger, greed, pride, envy, illusion. So all that will be removed from the heart, and the heart will become completely pure, and that will help us to attain love for the Supreme Lord. So this removing of this unwanted from the heart it becomes easier when we try to understand Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, besides chanting the holy names of the Lord. And then gradually it will take us to becoming more, there's firm determination. Then there is detachment from anything that is an obstacle on the path of bhakti for us. And gradually it will take us to the stage of bhava, and finally to prema, which is love for the Supreme Lord. You see, right now our hearts, they are covered up with the dust of illusion. What is the illusion? That I am this body. Another illusion is my family is going to be there forever. Another illusion is I am never going to die. You see, another illusion is all that I am possessing now, all my possessions, everything is eternal, is going to be there forever. These are all different kinds of illusions we have. Or some have an illusion, I'm the best. Some have an illusion, I've already reached the pure stage of love of God. You see, there's so many different kinds of illusions we have. So the process of hearing and chanting helps us to remove all these dirty things from the heart. It cleanses up. Complete cleansing process. Just like when our driveway, gets dirty, what do? Pressure wash, right? We get that machine, pressure wash machine, and we just run it and try to remove all the dirt from the driveway. So the holy name of the Lord, the hearing of Srimad Bhagavatam will pressure wash our heart and make it totally clean. And then we will be able to see the Lord within our heart. See? Within our heart, we will be able to see the Lord.
Recording in progress.
So, something happened, right? It got...
Yes,
that's okay. But it's back again.
Okay.
Yes, it's back again. So, this cleansing of the heart is what happens when we hear, chant, read, or speak about Srimad Bhagavatam. So the purpose of starting this Srimad Bhagavatam class on a regular basis is not just to have a feather on our cap, that, oh, I have heard Srimad Bhagavatam too. No. The purpose is that we cleanse our heart and we develop love for Krishna. So today I have given you a summarized version of the glories of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Just by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, we can completely purify ourselves. So I'm going to end now